What's up, boys and girls? How you doing? What's poppin'? Well, I'm currently testing out my new battery. I finally had the time to connect it. It wasn't very difficult. I mean, just plug it into the wall and plug everything else into the battery, which is just one cable because I have a huge power strip. By the way, right now it draws 170 watts of power from the battery. So this is the amount of power it draws. Now, I don't like that I see the power because this battery is supposed to have the ability to throughput electricity, meaning it goes beyond the battery and just connects me to the grid. And right now it shows that I'm drawing power and I'm charging the battery. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. Wait, I have a manual here. Let's take a look, because I don't want to spoil. UPS mode 06. Let's take a look. UPS feature. This product has a bypass mode. As shown in the figure below, connect the product between the socket and the electrical appliance. Well, how do I... Well, what do you mean? I'm sorry, that's the UPS mode. I don't understand. Isn't that what it is? Button function. Is it supposed to do it automatically? I think it's supposed to do it automatically. Is it gonna switch at some point? AC switch. It feels like it's supposed to do it on its own because at some point it was drawing only 0.05 watts from the battery when I connected it last time, which was a couple hours ago. I've been out, you know, I've been hanging out, guys. Took some pictures and stuff. I'm gonna show you what's up. I made a okroshka. It looks good. I found sour cream in my fridge that was 1 month expired. And I opened it. It was unopened. So I opened it. Smelled it. You know. It wasn't sour cream before. Good one. It was just cream. No, I sniffed it. It smelled okay. I tasted it. It tasted okay. And I was like, all right, good to go. So I ate it. Now, I had a little bit of a stomach thing, but I don't think it was because of that. I'm going to be honest. But anyway. I don't think those things were connected. I'm just gonna be honest. Ooh, what is
According
this?
to China.
Ooh. Oh, it's a 264 view video. AI voiced over. Super targeted for me, I guess. It's about Zeekr. Zeekr makes beautiful cars. I see them here in my city, and they look awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I see this one in particular. This looks like a Porsche to me. Fuck off with all this bullshit. Does it look like a Porsche, guys? It looks like a Porsche. Porsche. Z, I don't like the name. True. That's pasteurization for you. Also true. Anyway. I see these cars. They look super expensive. And they're not that expensive. Ioniq 5 still better? Bro, I want to buy Ioniq 5 so bad, actually. Did you know that that car is fucking huge? Did you know that this car is fucking huge? It doesn't look huge, but it's like an SUV. It looks like a hatchback, but it's like an SUV. When you stand close to it, it's way bigger than you think. Oh, I didn't mean to do this. I don't even know what that is. Wait. Where's the guy? Look how big it is inside, bro. Look at it. Holy fuck. I want this car so bad, bro. Maybe I'll buy it. I just don't want a shitty trim of it. Last Trump's speech was so funny. He said we can't possibly make enough electricity to power all the electric cars. Well, I don't think he's wrong, actually. Especially if you take into consideration AI and how much electricity AI requires. But that's not like that's not like an impossible problem. You just need to produce more electricity. It's not impossible to overcome. So I assure you he wasn't thinking about AI. You actually might be wrong. Listen, I hate fucking Trump, and I don't want Trump to win, but he is not as retarded as you may think. He was on some kind of a interview or something, and he did speak about this. And he was saying that AI is very power hungry, and we need like more plants and more energy and stuff like that. No, it still draws from the battery. I don't understand how that works. I don't like it. I don't like it. Doesn't that destroy the battery? Whatever. What's up, buddy? GTA films. Yeah, but anyway,
Look here.
look, yeah, mate. Oi, fucking hell. Let's take a look. So, you don't need cars, switch to trains and lighter than air carrier drones for your delivery needs. The future is metropolitan. Yeah, sure. You're not wrong. I mean, I can deliver anything. I don't need to leave my house. I can just deliver anything I fucking want to my fucking doorstep. But that's kind of shitty though, no? Thoughts on Johnny FD? He's a friend of Bald and Bankrupt and hosted a fundraiser for Ukraine today in Kiev, mainly for Westerners in Kiev. I don't think that hosting a fundraiser makes you a good person automatically. It's a good act, but it doesn't automatically make you a good person. Okay? So, latest memes while we're taking a look. So, Eunice? No, Eunice. Whoa, who are these guys?
Ты откуда?
Where are you from?
А? Грозный?
Грозный.
Ахмат?
Да.
Grozny
Да,
Ahmad.
красавец.
Where are you from?
Ну быстрее вспоминай. Что с
Remember,
памятью?
remember. The fuck is your with your memory?
Ahmad,
Grozny,
понял.
Grozny
Ты-
Ahmad as well. You too?
Как же?
Damn.
История, понятно.
Okay.
Так, раз, два.
Who is this specimen? I don't like that they're putting paper on top of their heads. Put that fucking sticky tape right on their fucking eyelids. I want that shit to come off with all their hair on the face. Fuckers. Spit there for good measure. UN will file complaints about this? About what? Putting sticky tape on their faces? Yeah, right. We were doing that before.
Нужна
There's videos from Kursk region that their hospitals are being filled with wounded and dead Russians.
Слезайте одежду сразу. Мужики, слезайте одежду, у кого можно.
Remove the clothes. What? Who has scissors?
Пацаны, поднимайте наверх.
Guys, let him up.
Бац, это что такое? Передай, быстрее.
Alright. I used to have a girlfriend who would blindfold men before blowing them. Maybe they're just waiting for her. What? Making this my new screensaver. Oh, is this from some fucking... Is this from some, like, office? Of one of the Kursk? offices or something? So, one of the news coming from Russia is that because of the failures of military command to stop Ukrainian advance in the Kursk region, now FSB officers are going to be the ones correcting the defensive. I don't know how that's gonna change anything really, but government office in the Kursk People Republic. Okay. Partisan movement attache recorded the transfer of 810 military units of the Soviet Union. So what? No, this translation is fucking idiotic. Okay, partisan movement attache saw the transfer of military of 810 separate motorized rifle brigade of Russian armed forces towards the Kursk region. The column of 10 heavy vehicles with soldiers is noticed in the Donetsk region. This brigade was supposed to support the Pokrovsky direction because it was just removed from the Khersonsky direction right there. Oh, fuck. Okay, so it makes sense. Basically, if we kind of like look at the map, because it's very hard to understand what the fuck is happening here. So, I don't, it's gonna be very approximate. I'm not gonna search for Pokrovsk. But, Russians were stationed here. They were transferred here to support the advance. But now that they're transferred here to stop our advance. Which is good, because they're already transferring a brigade to support one of their directions here. But now that that's out of the question, they need to stop our advance here. It's good. It's very good. Whatever is happening right now is very, very good. Ukrainian troops taking pictures near a very popular chain of supermarkets, basically called Fiverr in Russia. I think that was the main goal. I think the main goal was to... Yeah, sure. I think that was the first goal. Is to make Russians spread their forces. Now that the Russians are spreading their ass, we think that it's even better for us to trade these territories. I think that's the #1 priority right now. More Russians... taken captive. Oh, very interesting tree. Something's happening on it. No, they didn't. Conscripts. Yes, that is true. I don't think they were even units. Pretty much, it's just conscripts. They were just hanging around there. Look at them. They thought they're never gonna see. They're never gonna do anything. Whoops. How things can turn around really quickly. Financial Times reports that despite sending reinforcements, Russian forces are still unable to dislodge Ukrainian troops in the Kursk region. Financial Times. We're going deep. One of the main Ukrainian soldiers, named Denis, has already made 3 rotations on the territory of Russian Federation since the beginning of the operation, said in a comment with the Financial Times. Saw this one. What else? There's reports from Russians that Ukrainian troops are noticed in Martinovka and Gordievka. Wow, that's basically this one. Where's Gordievka? I don't see it on this map. Oh, there's already some information about the enemy trenches. The Russians are building them, or... Or there was no reason to put these on the map anymore. Oh man. Well, if there's reports of our troops being over here, well, means that we broke through it already. Yep. Russians report that today a missile attack was made on the bridge over the same river in Gluzhkovo, in Kursk region. However, the bridge itself is not damaged. The strike is an attempt to cut off the supply route.
Прямой, блядь, вон, по прямой заебал.
Нихуя себе, прям по мосту, нахуй.
Немного промазали, нахуй. Немного промазали они.
Уй, блядь.
Вот. Там это...
It says missed just a little bit. Lushkovo. Russians are posting the video of their captured troops. He says no comments. Why? Why no comments? What happened? Really? Have nothing to say? Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, said this. I hope that America still has some kind of national pride and they're not going to dance under the tune of Zelensky. Wait, I'm confused. Who is controlling who? So it turns out that Zelensky is the mastermind behind all of it. He is the deep state. I thought he was just an actor, a clown. A joker. Private joker. He was controlled by America. Turns out it's... Wait, is it the other way around? Interesting. What Big Zelensky doesn't want you to know? Like Big Lebowski, but Big Zelensky. There was a post, if we can't fight Chochols, they mean, right? How are we going to fight NATO? They're not going to fight NATO. What are you talking about? NATO is going to wipe their fucking cummy dick on Russian lips. What do you mean? Nice, what do you call it? Reinforcements. Bro, I don't like why the battery, why is the battery drawing power? I don't understand this. I don't understand this. I'm losing the charge. I'm not losing the charge, but... How can I, I'm trying to find some information, but... What does the chunky manual say? It just says that it has a UPS function, but that it's supposed to work automatically, or what? It doesn't say how you, like, turn it on. No, it's not draining faster than charging, but it's charging while draining. And my understanding was that it's not supposed to do that. If it's in the UPS mode, bypass mode, this product has a bypass mode which can output directly from the AC mains without going through the battery. That's what I want. That's what I want it to do, and I don't know if it's doing that. maybe it is doing that. In the UPS state, when the AC input power of the commercial power is cut off due to a power failure, it can automatically switch to the product battery power supply within about 8 milliseconds to ensure the AC output. So it's not wearing out the battery. You are correct. It says in the UPS mode of the US and Japan standard, the maximum power of AC output is below 1100 watts. You're all cocked. And the UPS mode of the EU output is 2400 watts. It's probably doing that. It's why it can charge and provide power at the same time. No, that's the problem. If it has a bypass mode, it's not supposed to provide power and charge at all. It's supposed to just connect me to the main power. Like, it's not supposed to go through the battery at all. Do you understand that? Otherwise, it's wearing out the battery. Otherwise, I'm charging the battery and drawing from the battery, but I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. There's an indicator here. Wait. I think it's fine. There's an indicator there. Oh, no, maybe that's a different thing. The indicator here says connected to the AC mains. Okay. What else? Five, 6. I just want to understand, is there a status? Can it do both, connected directly to power and charge? Yeah, but it's fully charged. Do you understand? I just want to understand if it's doing this. I don't know. What does that mean, PD output? No, wait, I understand what that means. Battery progress bar. Remain using recharge time. Battery lever percentage. You know what? I don't know. I think it's supposed to do it automatically. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I am muted. I don't want to plug it out. I don't want to plug it, unplug it from the wall, because I don't want to test that during the stream. I don't know. It just feels kind of strange. It just. What if it's not gonna do it? I don't think anything's gonna change though. Well, FAQ. I'm here on the FAQ page. Resistance. Wait, is this it? This is all the questions? What the fuck? Charge and discharge at the same time. But what? Ultra fast charging. Okay. A toaster? I'm in a life-threatening situation. I don't have no power, but I sure as fuck want some toasted bread. I don't understand why don't they say that? Should I just send them an email? Should I just ask chat? Tell me. Oh, tell. The E button doesn't work. Invalid URL? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? What the hell? The E button doesn't work. And the O button doesn't work. What the fuck is this shit website, bro? Oh, there we fucking go. So fucking stupid. F2400. How does the bypass mode works? If I plug the battery to the power socket and my device to the output, will it automatically switch to bypass? Is there an indicator it's in the bypass mode? Oh my god, Giga Chad. Giga at chad.com. Okay, let's just wait for their reply while we do some. Oh, fucking Christ, their chat doesn't work right now. How does it works? Never mind. So stupid. It's so stupid. Listen, I think something's wrong. Okay, should I unplug it from the wall? We can test the UPS function. Guys, if it's 8 milliseconds, will it be fast enough for not to stop my internet? 8 milliseconds. What do you think? Also, if I'm gonna unplug it as fast as fuck, well, fuck it, let's do it. There's only one way to know. I'm diving in, boys. Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened. This is me standing, by the way. Oh, you know what happened? Good one. That's funny. You know what happened? On the battery, it says now 9 hours. And before, it was just... It wasn't there. But I don't know what that means. So the output, it says 160 watts. Is this a tower? No, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. It's two kilowatt. Okay, it says it's 9 hours. Yeah, I meant the computer. Oh, it's a laptop. You wonder how much it would be if I was gaming? I mean, I can launch a game. It's not that difficult. Should I launch the game? Yeah, checkmate, Shahed, drones. I'm launching a game. Let me launch a game. I'm actually super curious. Let's try it. Okay, the game is launching. I'm drawing... Right now I'm drawing 160 watts. 200. I'm drawing 200 right now. I'm launching the game. 210, 260, 280. Okay, I'm loaded into the game. 250, 40, 40, 35, 22. What the hell? What's the game? Ghost of Tsushima. Let me just switch into the power mode, Giga Power mode. Now it just draws 220, 200. It's around 200 watts. Actually not that bad at all. The fucking gaming and shit. What GPU? A 4080. Yeah, it's around 8 to 7 hours, it says. But I don't understand the bypass mode. Okay, I'm connecting back to the wall. It shows here supercharge. And it charges the battery. Yeah, man, I don't understand. I don't want to. Yeah, this is so fucking stupid. I need to send them a message. Yeah, I need to send them a message and I need to ask about this because I don't like this. Although it basically means that if it's not in the bypass mode, this is the reason I bought this battery, is that it has the bypass mode and the UPS mode. It means I can just plug my shit into this battery and never fucking worry about it. And here I am sitting worrying about it because I don't want my battery to be fucking dead in a year of constant use. Decharging and recharging, it's gonna be even faster than a year. It has 3,000 cycles. It should be automatic. It has 3,000 cycles of full decharge and recharge, which means that if I'm drawing around 200 watts for around, well, it told me it's like 8 hours until it's completely, it goes through a cycle every 9 hours. So 3,000 multiplied by 9, 27, it's, in 3 years, this battery is going to be dead. Basically 3 years. That's a lot, though. But with bypass, it would last me for decades. And before war is gonna end in 2 months and this thing is gonna be useless? Well, yeah, that is it with it constantly running, yes. Even if the war is gonna end in 2 months, well, that's great news. But still, even if it's gonna end in 2 months, I mean, having like a backup power source, pretty nice actually. You never know what might happen, or if you go camping or some shit. I never do, but you know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'll leave it. Yeah, I hate camping. I'll leave it for now. I'll leave it. Okay, back to the news, boys. Ooh, what the fuck is going on here? The occupiers started a fire at the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. Currently, the radiation is normal. The terrorist state continues to use the nuclear power plant to blackmail Ukraine, Europe, and the world, says Zelensky. Oh, but that's... Wait. Is this like a scare tactic? This is just the cooling tower. Yeah, burning tires under the cooling tower to, like, fucking morons. Aren't all of those towers not doing anything right now because the station is powered off? All right, let's take a look. Okay, so let's back it up to yesterday morning. We destroyed a Russian boat, Tuna, in Crimea with a sea drone, Magura 5. Let's speed it up a little bit. Oh, there they are shooting at the drone from a helicopter, nonetheless. Oh, there it is. They didn't show the explosion. A counter-terrorist operation regime has been introduced in the Bryansk, Kursk, and Belgorod regions. Anti-terroristic. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Nobody cares. So this is yesterday. Were you mad after Americans convinced Budanov not to kill Putin on that naval parade? I don't... What are you talking about? I have no clue about that. If we had the opportunity to kill Putin, but Americans convinced us not to do it, why did the command recently said that there were attempts at Putin's life and they will continue? Why the fuck would you continue them If you had the chance and you didn't take it, wouldn't you abandon that completely then? Should have done it anyway. Should have done it anyway. Because you know what would happen? They would successfully kill Putin and Russia wouldn't do fucking anything. Okay? Because Americans, if that's true, if they convince Budanov not to... Also, I don't think Budanov makes that decision. I don't think Americans can convince him. They need to convince President. President is the supreme military commander of the country. And if they convince President and he called off the assassination, then sure, but that's not Budanov's decision. I don't know. It feels a little strange. Because we know for a fact. Are you using the dial charging selector on your power bank? Well, it's called a power station. But yeah, I do. Yeah, what about it? Just do it and then say it wasn't me. Well, if we would do it, we wouldn't recognize it, that we did it anyway. Just like, we're not even technically recognizing how much power it's set to? 750. The thing is, the problem is that I remember when I set it up today and I connected my shit to the battery, at some point it said 0.05 watts is drawing from the battery. And my understanding was that it was the bypass mode. But it still says output 130 watts right now. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Anyway, to me it seems strange that we had an opportunity to kill Putin and we didn't do that. And we still are continuing operations to try and eliminate him. Also, out of all countries in the world, we are the most confident ones that Russia will never start a nuclear war. How do you even do that? You killed our president, so we're gonna use nukes? That's not how it works. It might be just a UI thing. Could be. But I want to make sure. If there's supposed to be a... Is it even possible to, like, software update the battery? I bet it is. They have a USB port, I'm sure some. Posted link on Discord. It's not fully verified? Well then why would you, It was about 2 weeks ago. Let me take a look. Where do you post it? In the stream? I see it. Did US veto Ukraine plan to attack Putin's Navy parade? Wait. Attacking Navy parade is very different from assassinating Putin. They were preparing a provocation against Putin. A plan was stopped after a phone call between Defense Minister Belousov and the U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Why the fuck are we even telling them that? Are we using American weapons to do that? No, fuck them. I bet we were. Okay, never mind. We probably were trying to. Yeah, that's probably was the reason. Yeah. Ukrainian intelligence services were preparing an assassination attempt on Putin and Belousov at the Navy Day Parade when using American weapons? It's Newsweek. Who the fuck is Newsweek? It's all alleged. Belousov requested a phone call with Austin about an alleged secret Ukrainian operation. The defense officials were unaware of such an operation and were surprised by Belousov's claims. No, I don't know. Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. And I would say this. We would 100% assassinate Putin if we had the ability to do that. If we needed to use like an American weapon to do that, like an ATACMS missile or something, we 100% would ask them for permission, in a sense that not the permission to kill Putin, but probably permission to use ATACMS in Russian territory, because we don't have it. We don't have that permission. But if we would do it with our own means, absolutely. There's been numerous attempts from Russia to kill our president. Like, and it's, you know, yeah, and everyone knows about that. We don't give a fuck. We would absolutely do we would absolutely you know yeah, we would absolutely do this. I think this mostly is bullshit. I would say this is mostly bullshit. I don't think this is the case. Perhaps we wanted to hit the parade and hit the congestion of like different boats and vessels, and perhaps we wanted to ask permission to use like a ATACMS system or something like that, and America just didn't give us permission to use it. Sorry, but I don't think. Yeah, it just seems weird. No. That's interesting information, but I just don't think that's. I don't think that's real.
Hey there.
Shut the fuck up. What the fuck is this bullshit? What am I getting recommended?
Russia.
Okay, I'd guess too many civilians. Please, dude. What? Footage has emerged of Ukrainian armed forces. You just have to understand, from our perspective, it doesn't matter. They're killing our civilians. They're shooting missiles at cancer children hospitals. We don't give a fuck. Ukraine's not operating like Russia. Bro, if we had the ability to kill Putin, all civilian casualties be damned. I don't think anyone would... No, that would be over, 100%. No, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It wouldn't matter at all. Absolutely not. Here's the difference. Russians are targeting civilians on purpose. We're not doing that. We wouldn't just target civilians on purpose. We'll target Putin. If collateral is there, well, at this point, it doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, footage has emerged of Ukrainian armed forces soldiers in the village of Poros in the Belgorod region, located several kilometers from the border. Belgorod, by the way, different region, not Kursk. Based boys. Footage of the defeat of the Russian tank ambush in the Kursk region. Apparently, there's been reports that Russians are sending tanks to try and hold off the advance in the Kursk region, but tanks are manned by conscripts, and tanks don't have any reactive armor, anti-drone, electronic warfare, or cope cages. And this is what happens to them. Guys, finally, Ukraine will send dog robots to the front line. Kiev Post writes that soon robot dogs will be able to replace soldiers for spying on Russian trenches or detecting mines. In the demonstration, the metal dog, known as Bad 1 model, stood up, crouched, ran, and jumped across the operator's commands. Dog robots can use thermal imaging to scan enemy trenches and buildings in the war zone. I've said this times and times again, and I'm sure these motherfuckers know, and they will do it. Strap a fucking C4 on this bad boy. That bitch runs into an enemy trench. Boom, dude. It's good shit. Good shit. More pictures of Russian destroyed column. Boar returns to Ukraine from Romania via Titsa River. The video was published by Ukrainian border guards. He wandered back home, dude. What if the robot dog is gonna take a shit near Russian trenches in a form of anti-personnel mines? Like it will unironically like do the squatting position, and then it's gonna poop out a. Lukashenko broke a long silence. He said that the Ukrainian forces have advanced 30 to 35 kilometers in the Kursk region. It's more by now. Z-bloggers accused Lukashenko of the fact that he withdrew troops from the border and Ukrainian armed forces were able to enter Kursk region of Russian Federation. It has nothing to do with that. Russian helicopter, I don't know which one is it. Is it the Ka-52? According to Russian propagandist fighter bomber, got fucked up. What do they call? Infinite flight? LMAO? We captured a Russian tank in the Kursk region. As you can see, this one is with the armor and the cope cage. Eternal flight, yeah. Anyway, we get it. Nice. At night, a gas rig containing about 40 occupiers and reconnaissance equipment was destroyed in the Black Sea. Damn, bro. Did our boys planted explosives on this bad bitch? The fuck was that just now? Oh, it's in the video. Why? Okay. The Bangladesh interim government has decided to close all criminal cases filed to suppress protests between July 1st and August 5th. Anyway, Bangladesh, the uprising successful, basically. Interesting. What's gonna happen to Bangladesh from now? Ask no one ever. Have you heard about Arestovich saying his peace talks were a feint?
Пидорасы, блядь. Мы знаем, кто вы такие. Мы знаем, что вы стреляете по роддомам, когда мы стреляем по военной технике. Мы знаем, что вы сознательно бьете по нашим больницам. И мы вас нахую вертели. Понимаете? Никто в Украине не сомневается и даже сомнений не испытывает в отношении, кто вы такие. И когда я предлагал перемирие, я предлагал его только для того, чтобы перезагрузить нашу страну и сделать ее более действенной и эффективной, для того, чтобы противостоять вам, мудакам. которые были, есть и остаются нашими извечными врагами. Мы можем с вами жить в мире, но...
This is just brain dead. If we would have a ceasefire with Russians, you can kiss goodbye to the amount of military assistance we would be getting from Western partners. The supply lines would be run dry pretty much almost instantly. Everyone would be like, finally, peace, we can now focus. Now, no need to give you guns, because that's escalation. Why would we give you guns if there's peace, you know? Peace it is. You know, ceasefire, whatever. Let's not escalate any further. Let's keep it as it is. No fucking shot. Okay, whatever. This guy lost the plot, unfortunately. He was an interesting dude and was saying interesting stuff at first, but like, we don't have a cult of personality here, okay? We're not fucking idiots. We're not morons. We listen to people as long as they're saying true and interesting stuff. As soon as they lose the plot, and they can, and they do constantly, fuck them. Who gives a shit? And I'm the one who decides when the thread is lost. When the thread is severed, okay? I decide. Because I'm the one arbiter of truth. I'm the only guy that you can trust, guys. Only me. Nobody else. Evacuation in the village of Guevo has completely failed. What? We don't have evacuation of Sujansky region. Village Guevo. It's Guevo, but... Okay. This is interesting. Not to you guys, probably, but to me. And I decide. Anyway, Kiev returns to the idea of AI regulation on roads. AI? In Topsen we trust. That's how it is. Kiev planned to introduce an intelligent transport system based on AI which should reduce traffic jams, help avoid accidents, and balance traffic. In 2021, but they, you know, war put that on stop, but they're trying to return to it. That's a really good thing. It's not really AI, it's just an algorithm, but, well, Huyevo means shitty. Like shitty dick. Dick shitty. I don't know how to explain it. It's just shitty. But it's Guyevo. It's not Huyevo. But anyway. And you kind of put the enunciation on a different thing. It's Huyovo. Anyway. So, it's not necessarily AI. It's just an algorithm. But, Europe, I don't know. I don't think the whole Europe has this. But definitely some parts of Europe have this. Is basically when traffic lights adjust depending on the traffic. So for example, if this road is full but other roads are like less full or have no cars, the green light on these traffic lights would stay on for longer. The same with like if you have crossings for people, crosswalks, and there's a traffic light there, it would stay green if there's no people standing nearby, and it would switch automatically to red if there's somebody that needs to cross the road. So it's a really good system. I know some European cities have this, and it's awesome. You know what's based timer display on traffic lights? Yeah, we have it. I don't think that's... I don't really give a fuck if it has this one way or another. We have it on pretty much all traffic lights, I think. When I lived in South Africa, though, they didn't have this middle. It would just be red to green instantly. There would be no yellow light. It's interesting how some countries just don't do the yellow light. And I think it's fine not to have yellow light. It just gives that gray zone of like responsibility, because you can kind of go on the yellow light and you can finish going through the traffic light on the yellow light and it should be fine. But I don't know, it just gives that ambiguity. I don't like it. Yeah, it's either red or green. You go or you stop, that's it. Pedestrians don't have yellow light. Yeah, exactly. Yellow light allows for more reaction time. Fuck that. Fuck off. The IAIA called for restraint due to the situation near the Kursk nuclear power station. Restraint this motherfucker, dude. How about I restraint my taint in your fucking... Fuck out of here, dude. Those motherfuckers occupied our nuclear power station in Zaporizhia and we need to show restraint? Lick my taint. Okay? Yo, this is Argentine. What's up with this? What happened? You're getting droned? We need a drag strip style traffic lights. We don't need traffic lights at all. Just built that into the cars. That manned? Yeah, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I guess, if he was fucking insane. You know what would be cool? I just thought about it. Tell me if this is a bad idea. Why have traffic lights if you can have this? Every crossing you have, right? This is a crossing. Why have a traffic light? It's a bad idea. Fuck off. If you'll just build like, if you'll just go around, if you just go into a tunnel under the thing. So there's gonna be a tunnel, like this. And there's gonna be the road. Money? Expense? I mean, it's not that expensive. How do you turn? Well, you don't. What do you mean? You just don't turn. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that was stupid. Good question, though. Okay, well, next video, guys. More Russians are captured. Well, if you make roundabouts, then it's gonna be fucking very expensive. Yeah, no shit. Building roundabouts under the ground? Yeah, it's gonna be shitty. Just make flying cars. We have a lot of leftover underground crossings for people. We have a lot of those. Here's a video of
Через відновлення ремонту в підземці ці люди переходять відремонтованими, каже.
I don't know what this is. This is about a fixing or something. Anyway, just a random video. Okay, can we just find a video of just a random... Why Bing, bro? Bing? Well, we have a lot of these. It's left over from USSR, I guess. Europe has these as well. I don't like them. Not a big fan, gonna be honest. There's no really issues with any drainage or anything like that. What I don't like is that because they're kind of like hidden from people's view, depending on how big or small this underground crossing is, different situations will happen. So, yeah, if it's very small, it's gonna be a toilet tunnel. If it's very big, it's gonna be like a fucking supermarket with some fucking bullshit fucking trash being sold there illegally, or, you know, stuff like that. There's some legal ones that are pretty nice, actually. It's like a whole underground city. In Kiev, there's plenty of shit like that. It's like a underground mall, and it's kind of dope, actually. But anyway, you know what? If I was a mayor of like a Ukrainian city, first thing I would focus on is building public toilets. The reason people piss everywhere is that there's no public toilets. I swear to God, I know maybe of like 3 public toilets across the whole city. What the fuck? What's up with that? Like, in Kiev, I've seen like these like automatic public toilets, and they're pretty fucking cool. But the more of them you put, the less people piss and shit everywhere. It's you know, because like you know, where I live, we put up a gate and a little door so that random people wouldn't go into our backyard, basically. But before we did that, there would be some random people going into the backyard and taking a piss. And I remember I found this one guy who was pissing. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking shit-eating pisser, dude. And then I was, and he was like super apologetic, and he was like a normal, he wasn't like a homeless dude or an alcoholic. He was just a normal dude. And I was like, and he was like so apologetic, I actually felt bad yelling at him. And then I thought like, yeah, goddamn, the dude just wanted to take a piss. I mean, I understand. There's no fucking public toilets. What the fuck is he supposed to do? I mean, I guess you just go into like a restaurant or something and take a piss there. But it just, I don't know, it just kind of... Have you seen the Japanese movie Perfect Days? It's basically about public toilets, and Tokyo really does them well. I'm not into all that, you know, like gold rain stuff like you are, so... I don't really watch like Japanese movies like that. I don't know if you consider them movies or something, but I'm not into. I know it's like a Swedish thing. I'm just not really into it. How do I switch search for the browser? Address bar and search. Google. Search box, address bar. Oh, it's Google now. Okay, Pog, I switched it. No offense, but I'm super interested in that ChatGPT search thing. Sounds super cool. Alright. Damn, we're getting a lot of fucking Ruskies for trading. I yelled at one guy too. I said there's a public toilet right across the street. He was also very apologetic and he said the toilet was closed. Ah, it was closed because of vandalism? Ah, that's shitty. Like a toilet? And here's the robot dog doing its job. The charge lasts for about 2 hours. What's up with the fucking filter on top of it? It has some fucking program running in the corner. What is this bullshit like Terminator shit? Why would they do that? Just show me the fucking video. No need to make it like fucking futuristic. With little artifacts on the video, it doesn't work like that. Why would they do this? So stupid. Anyway. Rheinmetall buys South Africa Resonant to expand ammunition production. German defense giant has acquired a controlling stake, medium rare, in the South African gunpowder producer. The company aims to significantly expand the production of 155mm projectiles. Pretty base, what can I say? Swedish and German air forces scramble eggs. Sorry, I don't know what associations, right? Scramble to intercept Russian aircraft over Baltic Sea. Baltic these nuts. A Russian reconnaissance plane was entered German airspace over the Baltic Sea without contacting air traffic controllers. What is it gonna say? Hey, can we spy on you guys? Well, we have a little window here on the... It might work like that if they're transmitting via analog. Yeah, but we see videos from FPV drones that use analog signal, and the static doesn't look like that. This is a fake, like, blocky static that's done like in a post-production. This is actually cool. These are also robots that are used to demine huge territories in a safe and efficient manner. Look at this. With a remote. Mina. It says unbreakable. Why wouldn't you just do it completely? Why wouldn't you just make it completely autonomous? Why would you even need a guy with a remote? This fucking thing just goes to a sector that is marked in red. It goes through the sector, plowing the ground basically. And after it's done, the sector on the map is green. And it moves to a different sector. And then just little by little, you demine in automatic mode. Too complicated? Really? Is it? Really? I don't think it's that complicated. All it needs is like a GPS, right? Just to compare the GPS coordinates. They get stuck on things? Nah, these motherfuckers? Don't they just plow? Tractors do that? Yeah. There's automatic, like, field equipment to, you know, plant shit. This is a Russian flag removed from city administration of Sverdlikovo of Sudzhan region. The first days of going through Kursk region. Dude, he just broke it. Fucking rotten wood on this piece of shit fucking administration. Piss on it. And this is how these other cars that are for demining as well. Ukraine localized the production of demining machines. The Italian company Fay Group has localized the production of PT300 demine machines. And the Slovak company Way Industries Bozena 5 machines. Based. Look at them. Look at them. Guys, do you have cars? Any of you have cars? What car do you have? Do you like it? I've been told that Mazdas are good. Now I'm looking at Mazda CX-5 crossover. I think it's CX-5. It looks nice. I wanted a crossover. This one's manned? Oh, really? Fuck off. Really? This looks like an automatic thing. Or should I get Ioniq 5? Join my Kia and my Nissan. Oh, Nissan Yamate. What do you need a car for? Oh, like the purpose. I just commute. But not every day. Not for driving long, short distances. Maybe like every other day. Commute to your remote work? No. I work in like a coffee shop. Sometimes I like hang out with my friend, you know? And I don't want to take taxis all the time because it's fucking annoying. Also, it's kind of nice to have a car because you can go to like a shop and buy some stuff, put it in a trunk. It's kind of useful. I wanted to get a car that's cheap to maintain and cheap to run. You know, and also I also like driving. Well, it depends on the city. Europe is not very car friendly. Ukraine is pretty car friendly, and the city I'm in has no traffic jams or anything like that. So it's just super comfy. Skodas are popular because they're basically cheap and parts are very readily available for them. But Skoda is like an extremely boring, dull car. Honda RAV4. RAV4? Isn't that Toyota? Oh, you said Toyota. Well, Toyota RAV4 is a fucking expensive fucking car, my dude. Here's a video of Ukrainian battalions using FPV drones. Ukrainian drone operators using FPV drones to destroy Russian reconnaissance drones. Oh, is this not a compilation? I think this is just one video. Oh, it is a compilation. Look at that. Damn. Nice, right? Older Chevy trucks are cheap. I would not get a truck. I really like the idea of electric car because while it complicates some things, it simplifies other things. And I think that's super cool. The only thing I'm concerned with is battery life. But I feel like if I'm not gonna drive too much, the battery wouldn't be degrading that quickly. So the resale value on a used electric car would kind of be similar to... There's definitely the resale value of electric cars drops significantly more than gasoline cars. But if you drive them not very frequently, I'm really looking into Ioniq 5. Ioniq 5 looks so good. And everyone just says it's a really, really comfortable car. And it's just good. It's just good experience. It's just a good experience. It's a spacious car. It looks cool. It's quick. It's everything you would want. Everything you would want. But, yeah, it's electric. It has a huge range, though. 430 kilometers. I would be charging that motherfucker like maybe once a month. So, I'm really thinking about it now. I also think it looks super fucking cool. I wouldn't get a very old car. I don't want a very old car. They're not fuel efficient. They lack basic features like fucking Bluetooth and shit. I was looking into Subaru recently. Subaru is a very... People are saying that recent Subaru cars are very, very nice. I was looking into like the Outback, Subaru Outback. Everyone's saying it's really nice. Everyone says it's a really nice car. But I think it's a little bit ugly. I also don't plan to go into the fucking forests. No, the Outback is not a... I'm thinking about a Forester. Subaru Forester. It's ugly. Outback is actually not bad. But then they look a little bit rugged and they have these trunk on the roof. You know, the little rails to put stuff on. I ain't gonna do that shit. Why the fuck would I buy a car with that? It looks ugly as fuck. I don't know. The Ioniq looks really nice. And I haven't heard bad things about him. You know, like, oh, it just... You know, maybe people just don't expect a reliability from like an electric car, but I haven't heard like things like, oh, you know, this shit fucking breaks all the time, don't buy it. And okay, there's a couple of memes about the Kursk, Ukrainian Kursk invasion. This says Ukraine is here forever. Remember how Russians were posting this shit in Kherson? You're welcomed by Kursk region. Obviously spelled in Ukrainian. This is also funny, but you need to know, like... You need to know. This is an interesting post. Some Russian Z propaganda channel says, holy fuck. The whole army with American weapons are in Russia. They took civilians as hostages, destroyed the column of our troops. They're using chemical weapons on our territory. And we, like, kind of don't give a fuck. So... It means that Russia can be just easily invaded by anyone and be fucked in all the holes. Yeah. Welcome to the real world where propaganda is being challenged and you kind of open your eyes. I think a Hyundai Santa Fe would fit you just fine. I've heard like mixed things on Hyundais. Some people say they're good. The recent cars, recent years are good because they improved their quality. And some are saying that Hyundai, they wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I don't know. Anyway, Ukraine's invasion of Russia could bring a quicker end to the war. So, is a journal called Foreign Policy? They're writing that the red lines are turning brown and partners will be bolder. True. Because we basically invaded Russia and Russia doesn't do shit about it. And I hope that this is going to be a very, very good thing. I think this is a very, very good thing for us in a sense that it gives us more leverage during negotiations. But the Ioniq is Hyundai. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, right? And also, I do hope that it opens the eyes to our partners about this whole thing. What is happening? I've seen this. Alright. Might be loud, guys, not sure. You can hear the launch. What the fuck? This is it. This is the launch. They launched it. It's very close. Like unlucky shrapnel and you're fucking dead. It's funny how Belgorod took the brunt of it at first, and Kursk like got giga-fucked so quickly. Belgorod was like getting shelled, the drones were fucking flying there, you know, this and that. And Kursk was like kind of, yeah, you know, some sirens sometimes, maybe a drone is gonna pass us towards Moscow or something like that. And all of a sudden, fuck 'em. In Kursk, debris from a missile shot down by an air defense fell on a multi-story building. 13 people were injured. Oh well. Russian Patriarchy Church said that Russian Orthodox Church said that nuclear weapons can be consecrated. Archpriest Konstantin Tatarintsev said that the consecration of nuclear weapons is completely acceptable. According to him, on the one hand, it's impossible to consecrate something that destroys people en masse and sows death. However, I'm not racist, but however, on the other hand, it is a weapon of deterrence. That is, it is a guarantor of peace, and from this point of view, the ritual is possible. First of all, who asked? Okay. Who asked you? Yeah, anyway. Also, it's fucking... What? In Russia, school children were given real prison terms for terrorism. In St. Petersburg, 8th grader was sentenced to 4 years in prison. 8th grader. For attempting to set fire to a relay cabinet, and his friend was sentenced to 2 years in prison. The burning of grass was considered terrorism, and the damage itself amounted to less than $10. 4 years. 8th grader in 4 years, is he gonna be how much? Still not 18, I think. Can't mobilize. YouTube is so cocked. I don't need the pass, I'm racist. That's funny. You're not... You can't say that. You're not supposed to say that. I'm racist. It's that fucking TikTok, basically. Soldiers of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the village of Guyevo, Kursk region.
Якщо бій до бою, якщо мир до миру, гостям хліб і сіллю, в єдності то сила, згинуть не гаразди, розквіте країна, бо в цьому
BZ,
основа, браття до...
Last night, Kursk and Voronezh were being attacked by the drones from Ukraine.
Сейчас дойдет.
далеко.
These fucking Gopnik reactions are funny every time. This guy says true, by the way. He says, by the way, citizens of Kursk region, you're fucked. But not because of the Ukrainian army, but your army is going to destroy and raze absolutely everything if they lose control. Your whole region will not exist. You be fucking sure about it. This is, for example, a screenshot from a Russian Telegram group that already pretty much says this. So the screenshot says, our aviation started working on the settlement of Suji. And this comment says this. Do you understand this? They're working on with their aviation on their own settlement. And then some people are gonna start blaming Ukraine for the destruction. Yeah, right. Russian military bloggers are basically saying that, judging by the reaction of the authorities, the current situation for them is, to put it mildly, extremely nervous. It turned out that no one can give a normal picture of the situation. For normal official coverage of the war, there must be a connection between the Ministry of Defense and the press/bloggers, but not at the level of the situation. Here stands Grad, he is shooting somewhere, right that 300 militants were destroyed. There's a complete information stupor which is filled by bloggers. So what he's basically saying here is that when Russia would produce news or like propaganda news, they would be filming something like, I don't know, a MLRS system shooting in like one direction, right? And then like on the radio they would be saying like, oh, target destroyed, direct hit. Then some information would appear in official news. So bloggers would post like, oh, we've been reported that, a column of Ukrainians have been hit. And then in the official news, they would show like some stats or some other bullshit. But now, because Russians don't have, prepared anything really, it's kind of similar to the situation in the beginning of the war. Russian propaganda didn't have any really reports in the beginning. It was like mostly videos from Ukraine, our guys, capturing video and showing columns and everything like that. But now that they've set up the lines, the supply lines, the trenches and everything, you can sit tight, try to push in different directions and produce propaganda that everything is going well. Now it seems like we took Russians completely by surprise. They're not prepared. They're not ready. Propaganda is the last thing that you need to worry about. And they don't have anything to say pretty much to their own people. They don't really comment on the situation because they don't have anything good to say. So they don't say anything. And that brings a lot of anxiety in people because nobody wants to address the situation. But everyone is interested in the situation because nothing like this ever happened in the history of Russia. Because everyone wants clicks and views and likes, military bloggers are pretty much posting news that are uncorroborated with official story, official line. So it's just like raw and not very pleasant. Another hit was in the occupied Horlivka. Presumably the plane landed in the area of the plane? No, the hit was in the region of machine building plant. So this is occupied Ukrainian territory.
Ебать, как плачет. Пиз...
Horlivka. Wait. Yeah. It's over here. It is Ukrainian territory. Here it is. Oh fuck. Good. Big hit. Iran may transfer hundreds of ballistic missiles with a range of 120 kilometers to Russia. In the near future, Iran may hand over Fateh 360. It says 360 in the name, but it goes only 120. According to the publication, dozens of Russian servicemen are undergoing training in Iran to use this type of weapon. Reuters points out that Moscow has its own ballistic missiles, but the supplies of Iranian missiles will allow Russian army to use most of its arsenal to hit targets behind the front line, while using Iranian missiles to hit target at closer range. Oh, so they don't have closer range weapon system? Preparing for the defense, Russians are beginning to quickly build fortifications south of Kurchatov, where the nuclear power plant is located. Before and after, you can see their 3 trench lines near the road. Same over here. They're digging. You still need fucking troops to station there, you know. Russia recognized another breakthrough in another district of Kursk region. Yesterday, the penetration, of Ukrainian sabotage group into the territory of the Belovsky district was recorded. Our defenders managed to stabilize the situation. Like what, let them go back? New videos from the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk region reported that the footage was filmed in the villages of Oleshnya and Goncharovka.
Українське село Олешня, яке знаходилось на території Росії. І так у нас Гончаровка.
Based. Where is that? I don't see it. Probably too small. Maybe already part of it. I mean, if the video was reported or like showed, maybe Deep State already put it on the map. Deep State map is several days behind because they only use like official video, or like they use video footage or like official reports from our military or stuff like that. They just don't update on random shit online. So, oh, Aluma, what's up? Ukraine wins 12 medals at the Paris Olympics, the best result for the country in 12 years. Ooh, 12-12, interesting. Interesting. Zelensky is a decent president. See how we're doing things on the international arena. Turkish President Erdogan meets sons of the slain Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. Cringe. Pretty much supporting terrorism. What a fucking loser. Well, this fucking guy is gonna fucking die hopefully soon or what? Erdogan fucking sucks balls. It seems like Russians are fucking whining again. It seems like everything shows that the armed forces of Ukraine are ready to the new attempts to go further in the Kursk region. Their current activity is stating that. Moreover, they're entrenching like crazy. Oh yeah? Well, another Russian truck of conscripts decided that it's better to give up to Ukrainian troops and be a prisoner of war than to fucking be shredded by a HIMARS tungsten fucking missile. So they're giving up. Smart. This is an interesting post about a little car that's called what's the name of it? It's Volia Will E. Oh, like Wally, bro. I just realized it. That's such a cute name. It's like a Wally. Oh my god. So the first thing is about Volia, Volli, for a little robot that can transport people and equipment and munitions and any kind of thing on the battlefield. I remember I was like a little bit maybe skeptic about how effective something like this would be. Turns out that it's been used on the front line pretty effectively for a while now, and so far this robot evacuated there was some information here. Evacuated over 100 military personnel in Donetsk direction, wounded. One specific story says that Wally blew up on the mine pretty much 3 times. However, it kept going and it evacuated a wounded soldier. I assume maybe it was anti-personnel mine or something. That's such a cute name. Oh my god. A video of a strike by 2 JDAM guided aerial bombs on the field command post of the Russians in the Zaporizhia direction. Look at that. Dude, planes are so cool with the fucking bombs and shit. Oh. I want to see the first fucking usage of F-16s. Come on, man. An interesting post was made today. An interesting appeal to residents of border villages was published on the website of the Kursk branch of the Communist Party of Russian Federation. A little later, they quickly deleted it and claimed they had allegedly been hacked. This paragraph is specifically interesting. The Communist Party is recommending the citizens to behave with Ukrainian troops calmly and respectfully. Do not provoke them. On the first their demand, show your passport and necessary documents, and, if possible, cooperate with them in the organization of the proper routine, and not allowing marauding after Russian troops are leaving the cities, and to try and create the lawful city managing situation. The most important thing is to protect your life and freedom, and you can achieve this with just a regular, calm showcase of loyalty and lack of aggression. probably the only normal and like adequate thing I've heard coming from Russia as an advice to their own citizens. And of course they delete it, right? Like, so they basically they had a very good recommendation of behaving yourself very respectfully with Ukrainian troops and cooperating with them to protect your life and you know, the normal lawful situation inside your city. And yeah, they deleted that, of course. What is this? Oh, locals film how a Russian Ural truck is getting hit by Ukrainian FPV quadcopter. There it is. There's the truck.
Пизда!
Good one, good one, good one. Sidsky posted a little picture on his Telegram channel. Says, we're continuing the operation. Based. Look at those fucking guns, bro. Motherfucker doesn't fuck around. He's like home. Trump claimed that he will hold 3 rounds of televised debates with Kamala Harris in September. September 4th, 10th, and 25th on Fox, ABC, and NBC. Interesting. We'll see. I'll take a look. U.S. offers Maduro amnesty in exchange for giving up power, says Wall Street Journal. Venezuelan dictator to be cleared of drug trafficking charges if he voluntarily steps down. Will he take it? Motherfuckers like that usually don't, so they're not very smart, you know? Moscow mass media, which means that it's a command from Kremlin, reports that Putin removed military from leading the operation in Kursk direction and appointed Bortnikov as the head of the FSB to control the defensive operation. The soldiers were spat on by the Kadyrovites, now by the KGB, which means FSB basically. Efficiency and fighting spirit will be at the level of nothing, pretty much. Good, good. People were evacuated from the Olympics near the ceremony of the Olympics closing, near the Eiffel Tower, because some dude decided to climb it. Why? We're gonna fall on them or something? There he is, a free climber asshole. I mean, I feel like Eiffel Tower is like one of the easiest things to climb. There's just so many fucking grab points or whatever. Anyway, he was arrested. Oh, bloody mate, fucking Frenchy fucking croissant. That's what he says. Oh well. Womp womp. They took me bloody powder and didn't allow me to go in a fucking tower. Womp womp. All right, boys. What do we have here? Adam something made a video on Russian propaganda and how fucking crazy it is. Let's take a look.
Russia is a strange place. Russia is a strange place.
No,
it's a far-right dictatorship fighting against fascism. It's a wannabe empire opposed to imperialism. It liberates Russian speakers by blowing them up. It's a country that produces nuclear warheads and 5th-generation aircraft, allegedly, while much of its population does not have access to indoor plumbing. If not toilets or running water, the Russian state does excel in one thing: propaganda. Now, we're all familiar with RT, Sputnik, Russian troll farms, and Viktor Orban. But far fewer people know about the Russian state-sponsored state-sponsored pulp fiction industry, a massive component of the Russian propaganda machine aimed exclusively at a domestic audience. It helps explain why the Russian public is still lukewarm about the war in Ukraine, even after 2 years, in spite of all the death, destruction, and daily Russian war crimes. One thing to note about the Russian government pulp fiction industry, it's quite the term, isn't it, is that its scale defies common sense. It started picking up in the early 2010s, and since then more than 2,500 books have been published. That's about one book published every 36 hours for the past decade. These books are like a contagion. They can be found everywhere in Russia, from the smallest kiosks to the Moscow Central Bookstore. They are in fact more common within Russia than indoor toilets, thanks to the massive, centralized effort by the government to spread them absolutely everywhere. So what are all these books about? I want to talk about two main types. One is the so-called Battle Fantastic series, which is basically about the modern Russian army dominating every possible opponent in every possible conflict. Russia is great, our enemies are weak and pathetic, but also a mortal threat at the same time. Go Russia. The other type is called Popadanci, which roughly translates to people who appear suddenly. They are time-traveling alternative history books. Now, if you ever come across the term alt history online, you know you're in for some weapons-grade autism. These books are really no different, except they have the full support of the Russian state, and the stories are written from a pro-Russian, revanchist perspective, approved by a government agency. So how do we get from this graphical masterpiece to dude in an AKM shirt
The Mercedes, bro.
pointing a pistol at a 19th century British colonial trooper to Stalin becoming Darth Vader's Sith apprentice? Well, get your deep diving suit ready, because we are about to immerse ourselves in the world of Russian state-sponsored pulp fiction. The Battle Fantastic series is the tip of our proverbial iceberg. It features classic themes such as Russia fights the evil Ukrainian Nazis, 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 and also Russia fights the evil Georgians, who are probably also Nazis. This notion of everyone we don't like are Nazis and fascists largely comes from their great patriotic war national myth, where Russia heroically fought and won against Nazism and fascism, thereby saving the civilized world from the likes of Hitler. Except, we'll get to that later.
Except most of these pictures are fucking not real and shit. It's just so fucking funny. It's like they're all pretending.
In the Russian context, the terms Nazi or fascist have completely lost their original meaning. Nowadays, both terms simply refer to anyone opposing Russian geopolitical interests. What's that? Georgia and Ukraine are seeking closer ties to the West? Wow, sounds like a bunch of fascist Nazism to me, comrade. Let's go liberate the Russian-speaking population by blowing them up. Now, most of these books were published before the war in Ukraine. Looking back, their themes were repeated by official Russian propaganda nearly word for word in order to justify their invasion. They spent years and years manufacturing consent at home, so the domestic population will accept their justifications without questioning them. There is even a book about a soldier who for some reason looks like Sergei Shoigu, the former Russian defense minister, who travels back to 1944 with a GRU squad to kill or capture the Ukrainian leadership, who look like present-day Ukrainian politicians for some reason. The Battle Fantastic series is an effort by the Russian government to militarize popular literature, and with that whip the population into a pro-war frenzy. Want to pick up some of them from Moscow's Central Bookstore? Why not grab some mock Russian military equipment in the process? It's right there, next to the fiction section. The next level of Russian state pulp fiction is books set in the 19th century, involving Russian czars. Here we start delving into the Popadanci or time traveler books. Oh boy. In this particular book, Tsar from the future, a guy from today's Russia wakes up in the body of Nicholas II, prevents the Russian Revolution, defeats Great Britain, because of course he does, and then casually conquers Istanbul with modern weapons. Why Istanbul? Because that's the seat of Eastern Orthodox Christianity, the Russian Vatican basically. So in just one book, this guy defeats Russia's #1 archenemy, Britain, saves the Russian Empire, makes it a global power, and then basically conquers the Ottoman Empire. These books have zero chill. In another book, Rise Up Russians, this time two time travelers wake up in the bodies of Nicholas II and also his predecessor, Alexander III. The long-awaited sequel to best-selling Save Russia, a new journey into the past. Our contemporary, having taken possession of the body of Nicholas II, rewrites history in our favor. To help him, from the present day, other Popadanci arrive, under whose leadership the Russian Empire makes an incredible leap into the future. Industries developing by leaps and bounds. Grand Dukes race around St. Petersburg in cars assembled in Nizhny Novgorod. The Russian army and navy are actively mastering radio communication. The construction of the Trans-Siberian Railway is in full swing. Soon the temporary blitzkrieg begins to stall. Nikola Tesla, whom the landing party from the future invited to Russia, goes missing. The Russo-Japanese War begins 15 years ahead of schedule. Powerful external forces that do not want the prosperity and greatness of Russia in every possible way slow down its...
It's just hilarious that, like, unironically, Russia is the force that doesn't want neighboring countries to prosper and become great, because they feel threatened. It's just the amount of like very obscure like no you farming in all of their culture and all of their like understanding of the world is just fucking incredible, and it's just nasty. Just nasty. Nasty, incredible, no use.
Rapid development, trying to return history to its former rails.
But
Who
their
will
whole
win this
culture
struggle,
is no
Russian
you.
populancy or our enemies? Will it be possible to overcome the inertia of time? Will Russia have a
would
bright
be effective if
past?
Russians
Man, these
could
things
be
are like National Victim
true.
Complex, the book series. I guess one way of not dealing with the trauma is to write books fantasizing about going back in time and fixing it all. If only you could just go back to being 7 years old with your current knowledge and experience and that sort of stuff. Other than the bizarre time-traveling stuff, there is also a bizarre amount of books dedicated to the complete destruction of Britain. Yeah, so you might have noticed Russian propaganda has a thing about Britain. They use the term Anglo-Saxon a lot to refer to their enemies.
Oh
That's
yeah,
because
by the way, if you heard people say Anglo-Saxon before, it's usually like far-right, like circle jerkers, similar to, you know, just like basically like neo-fascists online. And it's mostly like being propped up and fed by like absolutely degenerate news from Russia.
they consider the US and the UK enemy number 1 and number 2 respectively. And since the US originated from the Anglo-Saxon sphere of the British Empire, you get the idea. Pictured here is a time-traveling Spetsnaz team taking over the HMS Victory and capturing Admiral Nelson. So in Russian thought, if you could just go back in time and destroy the British Empire, then the US would not exist as we know it, giving Russia free reign to rule the world hand in hand with Nazi Germany. Wait, what? Oh yeah, welcome to the next level of Russian state pulp fiction. The Hitler stuff. During World War II, Nazis and Soviets famously tried striking an accord with the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. It was a non-aggression pact governing the relationship between Soviets and Nazi Germany. It famously broke down when Hitler attacked the Soviets. But few people know that there was a second, parallel attempt at an agreement, the German-Soviet talks, where the Soviet Union officially petitioned to become the fourth Axis power next to Nazi Germany, Fascist Italy, and Imperial Japan. These talks also broke down, however, after Stalin was overly aggressive with his proposals and demands. But an actual agreement was already within reach at that point. The Soviets were this close to becoming the fourth Axis power. If you think this contradicts the great patriotic war myth of Russia being the great bulwark against fascists and Nazis, you're right. The fact that they actively tried to join them a year before kinda ruins the narrative. The most notorious books in the Hitler pulp fiction subgenre belong to the Comrade Hitler series. Russian Popodanets time traveler in the body of Adolf Hitler. Will he succeed in defeating England by carrying out Operation Sea Lion, an invasion of the British Isles? Will he dare to lead a military coup to remove the Nazi party from power and destroy the SS? Will Comrade Führer be able to prevent a clash with Stalin, preventing a suicidal German war against the USSR? Oh, how progressive. They actually want to get rid of the Nazis. Well, not really. In official Russian state canon, the only reason they hate Hitler and the Nazi party is because they attacked Russia. So when the writer has the heroic time traveler get rid of the Nazi party, it's not because of some principled action opposing the far-right, but because they were the mean people who attacked Russia. In the real world, following the destruction of Nazi Germany, Stalin continued ethnic cleansings, putting gay people into camps, and otherwise the Soviet Union carried on with its rich history of anti-Semitism. Still, at least the Popodanets in this book gets rid of the Nazi party. Oh, but wait, there is another part. Comrade Hitler, Book 2, Hang Churchill. Our Popodanets, transferred into the body of Adolf Hitler, changes the history of the Second World War. What price will have to be paid for the invasion of Britain? Will Churchill be hanged as a war?
Also, online, if you see like comments, I see them fairly frequently, like shitting on Churchill, saying some weird stuff that, you know, he was worse than Hitler because he was like killing a bunch of people in India or some shit. It was fucking weird. It's all like either Russian bots, either Russian paid troll farms, or like just brainwashed like degenerates.
Warmonger for
Can pretty much disregard anything they say.
crimes against humanity. Will the Reich's alliance with Stalin's USSR come to fruition?
Everyone who's like US bad is either a bot paid by Russia or a fucking retard.
Comrade Hitler, together with
It's like not specifically US, but like West bad. All the arguments are the same. All the talking points are the same. They're all being treated in the vacuum, basically comparing any Western country to an idealized form of a country that never existed in the history of the world, never comparing the country's action to what's actually happening like at that point in time. It's always like a comparison to like America bombing Japan with nuclear bombs. Not that what America is doing today, but it's always like some like obscure snippet of history where something horrible happened, completely disregarding like that it was a total war or any kind of like nuance in the situation. Just they did this, they're bad. Never comparing what other countries did in that time period, because they will say that you're doing whataboutism, because if they're talking about America being bad and you're saying, well, that they were attacked by, Japan, we're not talking about Japan, we're talking about America. It's whataboutism, but it's not. It's directly related to the situation. It's like it's just pointless. Just call them a fucking retard, downvote them, report the comment as a bot, and move on with your life. But the first part is extremely important because you need to let people know that a lot of you need to know you need your voice heard, basically, because that pretty much shows to other people that there's plenty of people that believe that this is just absolutely fucking false bullshit, manufactured shit, because all these comments are pretty much the purpose of these comments is to create an idea in the society that these are what people think. These thoughts are what people think, right? So you would just assume that this is what people think, and then enough people assume that, you're basically creating a false narrative inside the society and people follow it. And then and you would be surprised how willingly people disseminate information that they never checked, never fact-checked, never researched, never read anything in depth. They read something, they will just, and they will even feel confident disseminating information like that.
Comrade Stalin be able to defeat the US and build the atomic bomb before the Americans. Holy fucking... Okay, this is a bit more explicit. I guess the whole getting rid of the SS in the previous book didn't resonate with Russian audiences. This is why you should never believe tankies when they tell you, oh, Stalin didn't want an alliance with Hitler, he was going to heroically fight Nazism all along, he was just pretending. No, he fucking wasn't. In fact, as illustrated by the disturbing amount of Nazi-Soviet friendship-themed pulp fiction, many Russians would be ready to do so even today. Alright, there's this gem as well. Assault for the Future, very subtle cover art of a modern Russian soldier palling around with a Nazi soldier, London, and a burning Sherman tank in the background. It's always the fucking Brits, man. This book is also on the progressive side, where Hitler gets assassinated, there is an anti-fascist coup in Berlin, after which the Wehrmacht immediately joins the Soviets, and then Stalin nukes the US and institutes a global Soviet world order.
They instantly join Red Army because they're like, oh my god, we have so much in common, right?
Great. These books are the apex of government-mandated cope. It's the loser incel guy under the shower thinking about all the ways he could have gotten Stacy for himself if that dumbass Chad didn't steal her away. It's that kind of cringy, daydreaming power fantasy. Except it's done by the Russian state. Oh, this one's fun. A pilot from Novorossiya, that's the region Russia initially took from Ukraine in 2014, travels back in time and finds himself in the body of Stalin's son, who's also a pilot.
He is the Black Death from Bandera's Punishers.
His modern Russian jet and apparently smartphone are also there for some reason. So he goes to win the war with future technology and exposes Nikita Khrushchev,
Future technology? Is that somehow Russian technology? Is it really future technology?
Stalin's successor, as a traitor and a Western double agent. Just so everyone is...
In reality, if Russians did go somehow in the past using their equipment, it would just break down on the first day because there's no parts, they wouldn't be able to fix it, just be abandoned somewhere in a fucking ditch.
Aware, Khrushchev was the one who ended Stalin's reign of terror. He presided over the period called the Thaw, where previous...
By the way, yeah, the fucking Khrushchev is like absolute... Well, Russians all think that he's a traitor and he destroyed Soviet Union, but he was like probably the only good thing that could have happened, you know. to this whole region, honestly.
Previously brutal repressions eased, censorship was relaxed, and Stalin's ethnic cleansings and deportations generally came to an end. This was Khrushchev's legacy. He ended Stalin's totalitarian terror state, and for this, he gets labeled a Western plant and traitor by contemporary official Russian propaganda. The modern Russian government has been making a massive effort to rehabilitate and repopularize Stalin. And so in this book and many others, the protagonists explicitly set out to save
The phone is produced by Russia or what?
Stalinism. But see, we're not asking the right questions here. Instead of why Stalinism, we should ask why not Stalinism in space. Enter the final level. Rock bottom. Red Padawan.
Wow, that's wild, yeah.
In the year 1941, Darth Vader ends up at Earth for some fucking reason on board of a Star Destroyer. Noticing there is a war going on, Vader allies with Stalin and helps him win World War II. Vader's support, however, comes at the cost of Stalin's submission to him, but Stalin manages to overpower and defeat Darth Vader, then takes control of the Empire and destroys America. The book ends with the following line. Stalin liked his new Star Destroyer. Far below him, on the surface of the planet, burned the ruins of Washington. At least Ukrainians commemorated poor Vader when they turned a Lenin statue into him. And that actually happened. And this is the kind of shit the Russian public has been bombarded with for more than a decade now. And sure, many of these books are stupid and or ridiculous, but if you get subjected to this shit constantly, around the clock for more than 10 years, then eventually it just becomes the new normal. Not the time traveling or the Stalin defeating Darth Vader stuff, but the story's undertone. Russia is the greatest, Stalin
Nuclear plant on fire, yeah, it's nothing serious. Bullshit.
Was a great leader.
I mean, it's real, it's happening, but it's only the cooling tower. There's no critical components there or anything. Just Russians trying to like do the scare tactics.
Ukraine is run by fascist, pro-LGBT Nazis, the West is degenerate and wants us dead, and our nation's historical greatness was stolen by malicious outside actors. This gradual propagandizing and subtle brainwashing is why we see such incomprehensible ideological Gordian knot clusterfucks such as the Russian flag, the Soviet flag, and the Russian imperial flag flown right next to each other on giant flagpoles in the harbor of St. Petersburg. Three distinct forms of Russia whose values should be diametrically opposed to each other: the capitalist and democratic Russian Federation, the anti-capitalist, anti-monarchy and anti-imperialist Soviet Union, and the very much imperialist and
I don't know, the West should be directly interested in the destruction of what is being called Russia today, and some new states need to be formed around this, because this shit is just AIDS for the whole world.
Very much run by a monarch Russian empire. How does all this compute? It doesn't. It's not meant to. It never meant to. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters except the greatness of the Russian nation. Ideals of socialism, communism, capitalism, democracy, they're all just meaningless sugarcoating on millennium-old Russian imperial ideals. Subjugation of neighbors, consolidation of wealth and power in the hands of a ruling elite, purging or forcibly Russifying all non-Russian ethnic groups, and the murder and deportation of those who...
They don't even have their own culture. It's all fucking stolen shit from the countries around it. It's just a fake country. They don't have anything. They don't have anything right now, and they don't have anything to offer to anyone except death and destruction. They gotta be annihilated.
To disagree. And this mountain of written slop aimed at a domestic Russian audience is just one small component of this imperial insanity. The only thing that ever mattered to the Russian elite, regardless of what they called their country at the time or what ideology they pretended to champion. And these books, especially since 2010, were a shining example of the Russian elite's true intentions. How come they got ignored?
It's a great video, yeah?
Ignored by the West? Sergei Sumlevny, an Eastern Europe expert from Germany, also asked...
This is just a part of it. But I feel like this is just a very good summary of like what is the state line, what is the direction that the state is taking into like brainwashing their own citizens, right?
This question. After all these examples of Russian state-run preparation for a global war, militarization of people, spreading all possible weird violence fantasies, one may ask a question. How the hell did Western embassies ignore this? It was so obvious, right? It was not hidden at all. Revanchist books were sold everywhere, revanchist movies were blockbusters, they literally formed Russian culture after the 1990s. Literally nothing was hidden. My take is, it was a dangerous mixture of ignorance, Russia fascination, laziness and corruption. One need indeed to have a special mood to dig into local culture while working.
Well, yeah, the West thought that they could just control Russia with money. So in a sense, they would just make Russia a partner trading partner and make Russia depend on the West, and that would be enough to keep them in check. Yeah, they were wrong.
Abroad. You know, learn the language, know cultural codes, read a lot of shit like these books. Many of those who went to Russia read Dostoevsky and believed they knew Russia. Instead, they had to spend a couple of years on LiveJournal and read Krylov, Holmogorov, Galkovsky, Kenny Tiger, Legatus_Minor, ever heard, huh? And others to understand what's going on. Warning signs were ignored because they spoiled the whole picture of economic cooperation and Vandel durch Handel. Some shitty books? We have them too, they said. Yes, but not of this number, concentrated focus on one topic and the level of hate. Warnings like this were ignored as nerdy, too detailed, focusing on abnormalities and missing the global perspective, over-exaggerating, or even Russophobic. I have experienced all such reactions.
Well, all you need to do is really, which is like an interesting question. What the fuck are these embassy workers are doing in Russia? Aren't they supposed to live inside that country and try to understand and comprehend the culture through the eyes of just a regular citizen? What the fuck were they doing while being there? Obviously, not their fucking job. Otherwise, they would see going to any bookstore, seeing all this fucking hateful, wild shit, going to plays, going to, you know, public, parades and all that shit where they're jerking off to their former greatness. Like, what the fuck do you think? It's all like play pretend? It manifests itself in some way.
Maybe the very idea that a nation in
and then we take the brunt of it. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
21st century, which has got all possible cooperation offers.
Thankfully, mask-off moment happened. Unfortunately, yeah, it was in our country, but
G8, G20, NATO, Russia Council.
We really need assistance from the West to destroy this fucking anomaly, dude. Abnormal fucking horrid shit.
Partnership for Peace, World Trade Organization, etc. can willingly and gladly choose a path of war was too scary for too many. At the end of this video, there are 2 more books I'd like to show you briefly. Think of this as the bonus round. You think you're ready, but you're not. Exhibit A, Red Lord. Stalin, after his death, awakens in a fantasy world, adopts the Red Lord moniker, and turns that world's great magical war into a great patriotic war. I know, I have no idea either. I genuinely don't know what I can add here. And Exhibit B, the Tank Driver of Mordor. A Tank Academy cadet gets transported to Middle-earth by a
to home?
Wizard with his tank, so the cadet can help Sauron win. I mean, is anyone even remotely surprised at this point? He agrees to this because apparently Mordor is a model of statehood for all of Middle-earth. We represent ideal organization and order. Wherever we come to power, we put an end to...
Russians acknowledge that they're Mordor in their own literature? That's wild, bro. By the way, even Russian propagandists, some of them, on Z channels, call our troops the elves, if you didn't know.
To the arbitrary rule of little people who imagine themselves kings. Yes, sometimes our methods are harsh, but you can't plant wheat without pulling up a few weeds, can you? Unified power and unified order are the ideals of Mordor. We have brought the light of truth to the Far East and South. But
Voshes of the internet gonna be sitting there and saying, well, Ukrainians calling Russians orcs are not very nice. It's ableist, it's orcalist, it's fucking whatever list. Russians, meanwhile, elves are attacking the Mordor!
But the West? Apparently this is an actual quote from one of the characters. Oh, and apparently orcs are genetically inferior or something. So the tanker cadet gets recruited into the Mordor eugenics program, where he gets to have sex with orc women to produce a stronger orc breed. Okay, I admit this is a pretty creative spin on the Uruk-hai. Someone had to approve this story at a Russian government agency. I don't know, man. Yeah, well, I guess this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Russian.
I mean, orc women are more... They would be prettier than Russian women, so I wouldn't, you know... I understand what they're getting there. That's fucking wild. Okay, well... All right, listen, guys. It's 12:30. I gotta bounce. I gotta bounce because it's really late. That was a fascinating video. I'm gonna be honest. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I see you guys day after tomorrow, Tune in Tuesday to the stream. Make sure to join Discord not to miss my next stream and stuff. So yeah, make sure to follow, subscribe, whatever the fuck. Support the stream by donating and stuff. So there's the links in chat. Just click one and yeah. Anyway, thank you. Bye.